Hey, I'm Melissa. I'm one half of the Cosmere Theories team, and I have been a huge Brandon Sanderson fan for the last 15 years. So just so you know where I'm coming from with my theories, a lot of my theories are going to come from things like soft sciences, like psychology. They're going to come from reading between the lines and catching on Brandon's foreshadowing, picking up on the tiny little details that usually end up being significant in Brandon's books. I have been training with him since the end of The Wheel of Time. I have been obsessed with his series since the end of The Wheel of Time. For the last decade and a half, Brandon has been what I eat, drink, and sleep as far as fantasy books go, and no other author compares for me. And so picking up on the foreshadowing is everything that I care about and everything that I want to do when I read. And that's where my theories are going to come from. I'm going to grab tiny little throwaway phrases that I think are going to add up and build up to the big bad of the Cosmere. Now, Rachel balances me really well because she's going to notice things that I don't pick up on. She's got a lot of experience with science and mathematics and technology that I just don't have, but I do think that Brandon throws a lot of these things in, especially as we move forward into the space age of the Cosmere. Rachel and I actually met here on Book Talk. She was a Book Talk friend a little bit, and then I found out that she was reading the Cosmere and that she was going to pick up the wrong book next. I needed her to pause the Stormlight Archive read and read Warbreaker so that she didn't miss anything, and it just grew from there. Now, I got to see her full reactions as she was diving headfirst into the Cosmere, which was so fun for me as an older reader. I wish that I could read these books again for the first time. Now, she's read the full Cosmere, and we're fully diving into the theories and bouncing everything off of each other and trying to decide where we settle. Now, we can't always agree, and we're going to need your help with the things that we can't agree on, because I have no idea how to break our ties other than that. If you want more personal info on me, I am a will shaper through and through. I used to think that I was going to be an Elsecaller. I love Jasnah. She's my favorite Cosmere character. I really wanted to be an Elsecaller because Jasnah is an Elsecaller, but I am not. I am definitely a will shaper through and through. I care so much more about everyone experiencing joy however they want to experience it and doing with life whatever they want to do and whatever makes them happy, as long as it's not harming anyone else, as well as supporting and building up society in the best way possible. I know that that's why that fits me into the will shapers, and I've come to terms with it. Other basic info so you know my perspective. My favorite Cosmere series is Mistborn Era 2. I love Wax and Wayne. I love the silliness of Wayne and the seriousness that Wax brings to it, the way that they banter back and forth, the way that that series was set up, and the bigger implications to the Cosmere that it provided. On the flip side of that, my least favorite Cosmere series is actually Mistborn Era 1. And I firmly believe that everybody either loves Era 1 or they love Era 2, and nobody really loves both. If you do, you're a rare breed. I'm really impressed. There's such a different vibe of the two of them. Era 1 is more serious, which I don't mind, but it also is so centered around politics and the battles and the way that Vin fights that I just don't care. I don't care about battles. I never really have. Yeah, I read all of Wheel of Time. That doesn't mean that I really enjoyed the battle scenes. And that's okay. I know that Brandon includes them too, but thankfully his are not super lengthy, and they're able to focus on singular characters within the battle instead of the larger overarching battle scenes, so I'm able to get through them. Yes, I know that Mistborn Era 1 is extremely important to the Cosmere. In fact, my main overarching theory of where the Cosmere is going to go originates in Mistborn Era 1. So yes, I've read it. I've read it more than once. I pay attention to the details. It's just not my favorite to read. So that's my perspective on like favorites, least favorites, favorite characters Jasnah, favorite Spren is Pattern. I find myself saying, in real life. And basically, I've just been a huge fantasy nerd my entire life. I started reading The Wheel of Time when I was 8 years old, and it just has never stopped from there. In fact, I think I started Harry Potter before that. Absolutely wild. But I hope that you guys enjoy our theories. I hope that there's good back and forth and input. We're always willing to hear critiques and criticism, but also trust that we are doing our research and we are studying before we're presenting them to you. Next up is going to be Rachel's introduction video, so make sure you come back and you watch that so that you can see what the other half of Cosmere Theories is going to be made up from, and hang out while we turn out theories about the stories that Brandon will not stop turning out and keeps us entertained. We are well-fed fandom.